Guys, hello and welcome back to my Walt Disney World vlog series. We're in Disney World right now, winging everything. I think this is like my third or fourth time eating from quick service restaurants because I've not actually had a single sit-down meal yet. However, that is going to change because finally today I have managed to get a sit-down meal. And please ignore the mess in the room. I know it's a bit messy. Remember, you are watching my vlogs. But anyway, guys, if you like this type of content, make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Today, we are going to Hollywood Studios, and I'm dead excited. I've managed to get an August canteen reservation, even though I had a bit of a nightmare. But I'm not even going to tell you about it because it's not even worth discussing because it's something I made. I made a silly mistake, slept in, got the timings wrong. But anyway, I think I have found my favourite restaurant in the Polynesian. It even beats Ohana. I wouldn't call it a restaurant, it's quick service. Captain Cook's. Honestly, it is. I'm honestly not joking. I love it. The menu is like right up my street, and I've been a bit greedy this morning. Me again. Hello. No, I honestly have been really greedy. I've got nachos and a pulled pork sandwich. But it is 3:30. I've had nothing to eat today. So, I know you're probably thinking, what on earth have you been doing all day? It's 3:30. I've actually, do you know what, right? This is my view. Actually, let's go outside. I'll show you my view properly. This is the view. Look at that. How nice is that? So, as you can imagine, I've not wanted to leave the room. I've just been, honestly, I've been sitting on here. I've been sitting out here working, and I plan on doing the same tomorrow. Like, I have to check out here tomorrow, and I'm going to Kidani Village tomorrow, which is my home resort, which I'm really, really excited for. And I love Kidani Village. But, like, I can't imagine myself staying at the Poly that much because the point cost is quite high. It's like, I think it's like 20 points a night, so, you know, it's quite expensive, so yeah, I won't be staying here that much. So I thought, you know, because this is like a once, this will probably not come very often. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna spend all the time I can here. Oh, right, we're on our way to Hollywood Studios, and that food, honestly, guys, was absolutely gorgeous, wasn't it? Well, obviously, you didn't try it. Obviously, it was me that tried it, but you know what I mean. It was actually awesome. It really, really was. I'm actually recording on the Canon G7X because it's that late. It's 5 PM, so I'm not taking the bigger camera. We're filming on this one. So apologies if the audio's not as good or the quality's not as good. And according to this, the bus transportation is this way. Oh my God, what is the odds? What is that? This is meant to be, I'm telling you. Right, Hollywood Studios bus is here. Right, I've just arrived at Hollywood Studios and there's the Skyliner. Oh my God, I remember that from the November 2021 series. You may remember I was on that so much. Obviously when I was at Pop Century. I can't wait to stay out of animation with Liam later in the year. Me and Liam were just actually discussing our trip later in the year, which is so exciting, and we're going to be staying out of animation and we'll be using the Skyliner all the time because Liam's never used it before or even seen it. So I do have a reservation for August canteen and I can't afford to be late. I hear you ask, Dan, what it's like being organised for this trip? I'm not keen. I prefer it when I've got an itinerary that I can stick to. It feels very alien to me, this, you know, just like not knowing what to do and where to go and just, yeah, not having a plan because I'm just so used to planning everything. All checked in and blessed the staff. They sorted us out with the previous reservation. She said not to worry, happens all the time. And you know what? She was scrolling through her iPad and they come up red if they've not showed up. I couldn't believe how many reds there were. It was like red, 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 red. So many people just don't show up. And I don't know if that means like you charge £10 or whatever every time you don't show up, but just, guys, honestly, if you've got a reservation, make sure, because honestly, I heard a horror story the other day from one of you guys where someone had basically booked reservations, didn't realise that if you don't show up, you get charged. It is in the small print. And she said, like, she was literally just getting charged every day, didn't know what it was. Found out that she had been charged over £200 in just cancellations from not showing up to reservations. So just, yeah, just make sure that you cancel your reservations because honestly they will charge you. Nathan got charged on our last trip. But yeah, I've just got a text off Virgin as well. I actually bid for premium and I bid solo and I've actually got it. I actually can't believe it, I actually got it. So I'm sitting premium on the way back. So I'm buzzing, I'm really, really chuffed. Don't get us wrong, like, just for clarity, like, because I know I keep flying premium recently, I'm quite happy to sit economy. No, honestly, I'm not, you know, I'm happy to sit economy. But because I'm quite large, long legs and a bit wide at the moment, it's just really uncomfortable to sit in economy, so if I can get premium for a little bit extra, I'll do it, and I've managed to get it, so I'm chuffed. I wonder where I am again. You know me very, very well. I've been given a menu. Right, so I want to try things different, because obviously we always go for the same thing, so I want to try something a bit different today. I think we're going to go for 2 drinks today, and I'm going to get the carbon freeze, because I know I like the carbon freeze, and then, ooh, the only thing I know I'm definitely not getting is the blue bantha, because that was, oh no, never again, definitely not. It's arrived. Look at that. I absolutely love this drink. This is one of my favourites. There's no way I could come all this way to the other end of the world without coming in here, honestly. There's no way. You know what though, right? I've just remembered. Can you guys remember the last time I was in here and we actually tried the blue bantha, and I nearly literally, oh my god, honestly, Nathan ended up drinking it, and somehow Nathan said it was like awesome. I can't wait to see Ben's reaction next month, and I can't wait to see Liam's reaction, because they're going to buy that drink, and then you guys are going to see it live on Insta and on here, their reactions of it, because honestly, someone actually asked me, like, what did I not like about it? Honestly, it tasted like toothpaste. That's the best way I can explain it. In fact, actually, I like the taste of toothpaste. So I think we're going to go with the Java juice, and it comes with orange, pineapple, kiwi, blueberry, and popping pearls. Sounds good to me. I don't think I've tried this one before, and I'll ask the gentleman what it looks like, because I remember the last time I was here I got one that was like a mixture of colours that I remember getting, but yeah, I think we'll go for that one. How good does this look? Oh, you can taste the pineapple. If you're a pineapple fan, Java juice, highly recommend it. Oh, it's so good, it's so refreshing. You know what I love about this pineapple one is it's going down so nice and it's so refreshing. So I've now found my 2 favourite drinks here, Java juice and carbon freeze. Hyperdrive was quite nice. I liked Hyperdrive. I think I've tried them all. I don't think I've tried the Black Spire Brew yet. That might be the next one. The only thing I've not liked from this menu, honestly, is the Black Bantha. But everything else has been really, really nice. Can I just again say a huge thank you as well? Because you guys have been so supportive, and we've actually just hit 12.2 thousand followers on Insta, which is just crazy. And yeah, like,
I'm okay for now, I think.
Just the support is just unreal. I'm just so grateful, and honestly, I really appreciate it, and I just hope this series will help newbies and people who are, you know, if someone asked me who's this series for, I would say it's for people who maybe don't have the time to plan an entire trip and have an itinerary, or for people that are just wanting to go to Disney and just have no plans and just enjoy themselves. And that's who this series is for, and obviously for everyone who just enjoys watching Disney vlogs. And like I say, I just hope it really helps, and we're more than halfway through now this series, and I know it's been a short series, but that's because we do have another series coming, which is going to be like 12 vlogs long in a couple of weeks. So this series will just end and a new one will pretty much just begin. And that series is going to be about something completely different, which I'll obviously let you know close at the time. But yeah, for this series it's just been all about winging it. What reservations can we get on the day? I got this on the day. I've managed to get, did I tell you I've managed to get Kona Cafe? I've just been on again, just checking what reservations are available. There's like, it's hit and miss. I can't believe this actually. So I was just looking, this is crazy. So I was just looking for Monday, for when I go home. You should see this. Hang on, just in case, for Sunday, for tomorrow, lunchtime. Sorry, you probably won't be able to see it because the lighting, but it literally says tomorrow there's no reservations whatsoever for lunch. So I'm thinking to myself, is tomorrow like a special day or something happening tomorrow? There's reservations for dinner, we can get reservations for dinner, but no, but tomorrow we might be struggling. I'm sure I might have booked something though already. I think I might have booked something this morning, which I know is a bit naughty because I shouldn't be doing that. But I managed to get Sanaa, which is good. And then for today, for like dinner, I'll let you know what's available. in Hollywood studios. So you've got obviously the canteen, which we're in now. That's it. There's nothing else. There's actually nothing else available apart from the canteen today. So I think after we've been in here, I think I'll chill in here for another 10 minutes, catch up with you guys, and then I think we might try and head on Smuggler's Run. I know if Aid and Lisa come, they really want to go on Flight of Passage, Rise of the Resistance. I can't wait to see their faces because they're going to love it. Neither of them have been on it yet. I don't know if they are going to come because they're both knackered. Honestly, we were out late last night, we were out late the other night, and that's the thing with Disney World trips. It really takes it out of you. But anyway, I've got a backup plan. If they're unable to come out, we'll do Smuggler's Run, we'll do Rise of the Resistance. I want to do Rocking Around the Roller Coaster. You know, I love it. I can't believe I'm now doing rides like that. Like, honestly, I have overcome so many fears since starting this with you guys. I really have. Honestly, like, there's no way I would have went on anything like that pre this. Honestly, there's no way. And it's thanks to Nathan if why we've overcome some of these fears as well, especially flying. But yeah, we'll do Smuggler's Run, Rise of the Resistance. We've got till 9 o'clock. The park's open for another 4 hours. Oh, that was so nice. I really enjoyed that. Right, let's go on Smuggler's Run. Oh, here we go. I hope these are good pilots. Ooh, let's hit our buttons.
Right, pilot, push the flashing button to take off. Pilot on the left, move your stick to fly right and left. I was just about to say that. Pilot on the right, pull back on the stick to fly up.
Oh, I'm already feeling ill.
To fly down. That's it. Chewie makes flying look easy, eh? Weapons are online. Left pilot, hit the booster. Now let's go get that glass.
Oh my god.
Right, pilot.
God, it's like being on Thomas Cook. Oh my god.
Yes, keep shooting.
Oh my god.
They've locked onto us. Take evasive action.
Well, I hope neither of these two are ever my pilot on a plane. Oh my god, they're horrendous. Oh my god.
The Star Destroyer is collapsing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Get me off this thing. Next ride is this Runaway Railway.
In the countryside, good times are here to stay. We'll get away and have the perfect picnic.
Waxing live around the port.
Hi, folks. Hello there. How do you do?
Hey, Mick and Liam.
Sure to take good care of our friend.
The port is filled with rain. What could possibly go wrong?
Stampede.
Oh, as always, that was awesome. Absolutely loved that. And Lisa and Aid are now here. So I'm just going to quickly meet them and I'll introduce you. Because I don't even know if I've introduced you to them yet. Right, so we've met up with Aid and Lisa and the lodge guys are up ahead. And yeah, we're going on rocking around the roller coaster. I don't even know what I call it. What do I call this? What's it actually called? Rock and roll. Right, I just call it rocking around. Yeah, rock and roller coaster. Yeah. I know. Yeah, so that I remember it. Right, so this is it. Let's see how much screaming we do. But here we go. Are you ready? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is just, it's so brutal. I'm not gonna lie, mind, that took my breath away. I am so sorry if I've pierced people's eardrums or if these are all like, what on earth? I am so sorry, but honestly, that was just that honestly took my breath away. I literally said to Lisa and Aid before, I think that's one of the benefits of having the face masks. You can actually breathe like when the ride goes so fast. Right, we're heading on Smuggler's Run now, and it's quite cool because Lisa and Aid have never been on it before, so that's their first experience, and they were just asking, is there anything? I was like, no, I'm not going to ruin it for you. You just have to go on it, you'll have to see what it's like, because it is that good. So yeah, we'll get that reaction. We'll get that reaction after we've been on it and see if they liked it or not.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep? For Cruise, thank you for joining the cause. The covert resistance team.
Oh my god, how awesome is it? We've been captured.
I am today.
You just met him? You made the wrong choice in life. Guess what? I just met him. I wish I didn't. I know you've heard this before, but you disappoint me. Blue and red. Pose on the left side. Silver and orange join them.
Blue and red, you're gonna come out first, followed by silver orange. Blue and red, let's go. Go. Blue and red on the left, blue is in front, red is in back.
You cannot escape me. Your precious resistance is about to be destroyed.
Oh, right. I've left Aiden, Lisa, Lee and Nick because I'm back at the Poly because I've got a reservation at Kona Cafe. Oh, and I made it. Kona Cafe. I'm excited for this, guys, honestly. Lee and Nick have just said how awesome it actually is. So it's going to be good. A lot of you guys online were saying like of which places that you would like me to try. And quite a few of you put Kona Cafe down in Ohana. Now, I couldn't get Ohana, but we do have Ohana booked on the next series, so. And I did actually have Ohana in the last series with Nathan. Should I be naughty and get an alcoholic drink? See, I got turned down for alcohol yesterday, so I don't really want to risk it, but I kind of want something with non-alcohol, but like something like fruity, if you know what I mean. First few things that have came is some Hawaiian bread, or Hawaiian rolls, he said, with some butter, so I'll give this a go. Do you know what? I feel like this is, do you know actually, how many days have I been here? 5? No, this is day 3. This is day 4. No, this is day 4, isn't it? And this is my first time with a sit-down meal. Right, and now the main courses came, and it's like a chicken, rice, salad dish. I was tempted to get the steak, but then I'm trying to cut out red meat. I've ate way too much red meat this trip. I had pork this morning, so I was thinking, right, I'm definitely gonna have some chicken. And I tell you, this Diet Coke, this is the first soft drink I've had all trip. Right, taste test. It's good, mind. Don't get us wrong. It's not something I'm gonna write home about and say the nicest meal I've ever had. But it's nice, the chicken's nice and soft. The only thing I will say, just maybe me being a bit picky, is I would have preferred the lettuce like chopped up and stuff. It's like very like chunky, so like it's, do you know what I mean? But it is nice, it is nice. Big chunks of stuff as well. Like, if you're like into like your chunks of veg and stuff, that is nice. Well, I wasn't happy with that, was I? Definitely not. I might literally. The only thing I've left is the chicken bone, but nah, it was a lovely meal. That. I'm so drained now, though. I was saying to the guys earlier, I'm like, I'm ready to go home again. I know it's weird because I've not been here as long, but I feel like I've been here forever. And I'll obviously, once I get home at the end of this series, we'll pin everything down. But one of the things that like a lot of you have been asking me is, I'm only here for a short amount of time. Is it worth coming to Florida from the UK for like 5 nights, 6 nights, 7 nights? And I honestly think a happy medium, bearing in mind I've been here so much recently. If you're coming here for a once in a lifetime trip, 2 or 3 weeks, 100%. But if you've got an annual pass, if you've got DVC, or if you've got something and you know you're going to be coming here more often, I think 6 nights is honestly enough. And I honestly think I could do a 7-night holiday and that would be enough. I remember speaking to Gary about this actually recently, and I remember him saying like 7 nights was always a good amount of time. And I always used to think like, oh, I couldn't go to Florida for like 7 nights, but actually, I think I can. Like, I definitely think I can, to be honest. Just literally looking at dining reservations, and I don't know if you remember when I was looking at dining reservations earlier today, and there wasn't much at lunch. It actually is an app glitch, because I've literally just looked, and if I select the time, you won't be able to see it because the brightness is too much on my phone. Hang on. If I select the time, you know, like the time at the top of the screen, I can find dining reservations tomorrow, but the one I wanted isn't available. Because this is the plan tomorrow. We're checking into Kidani tomorrow. But what I was thinking about doing is, I don't really want to spend the full day at Animal Kingdom. I would rather spend the evening at Animal Kingdom. So what I was thinking about doing was going from here and going to Magic Kingdom again, saying goodbye to Magic Kingdom with you guys, and then going straight to Animal Kingdom chill at Animal Kingdom until like 6, and then go back to the hotel and then eat at Sanaa tomorrow night. I think that is probably going to be the plan. Oh, and I'm back at the room, and you can just see the castle. The lights have actually just been turned off. It was all lit up, and then the castle's just like, the lights have just went off, but you can see that there's still lights on at Magic Kingdom. I'm not going to lie, that's getting closed because it's 8 degrees at the moment. 8 degrees. Now, I know like for some people you'd be like, oh well, that's still quite warm. It's freezing. It is really, really cold out there. And I wouldn't care. 8 degrees in the UK is a lovely day. God, I'm really feeling it out there tonight. So the heating's on. Oh, heating's well on. Let's get that on, actually. Hang on. Is it actually on? Let's get it on high. Let's get this room warmed up. Honestly, it is really, really nippy. And I need to get everything on charge. But yeah, still not really decided what I'm doing. I've managed to get Tiffins for tomorrow. I don't think I am going to do Magic Kingdom. I feel like I'm just going to get my luggage taken to Kidani and I'll just go over to Animal Kingdom. Like, I'll just be stressing myself out, you know what I mean? Trying to, like, run between parks. So I'm not going to do it. But yeah, anyway, I will reflect in the morning anyway. Oh, guys, good morning from the Polynesian Resort. Hope you're all good. I slept very, very well. That's my room just up there, and this is my view from the room. Obviously, I showed you yesterday, but yeah, that's my view. It is so good. I absolutely, honestly have fell in love with this resort. I really, really have. But anyway, I thought we would just like reflect. I want to chat to you about a couple of things, to be honest. One, DVC membership, obviously, because we said we would talk about that. I'm going to talk about it briefly because I don't want to sound like a sales agent, if you know what I mean, because I'm not. I don't work for DVC. Then also, I just want to chat about yesterday, really, and how I found Hollywood Studios. I was only there for 4 hours. And that was enough for me, because I was saying to the guys yesterday, it was like, well, I would have loved to have been there for longer, but I just wanted to chill around the resort, and I think it's so important when you're on these trips to take a couple of rest days. I know, like, you think you want to run around, you think you want to see everything, but what ends up happening is you just physically wipe yourself out, of where you actually start to dislike your experience. That's not something you want, and it's really interesting sometimes because, like, when you're walking on the parks, especially when I'm on my own, I have time to, like, people watch, and I'll look around, and the amount of arguments you see in the parks, and you can see it's like kids acting up, or it could be parents, and there was like one lady shouting at her kids because they weren't walking fast enough the other day, and I was thinking, oh my god. And that's the pressure people put on themselves, because it costs such a lot of money to get here for families. They apply all this pressure to themselves to be like, I want to see everything, we need to do everything, this is the 400 rides we want to complete, and or whatever. And then what happens is you end up coming away drained. What you want really is to come away and go, wow, that was an awesome trip. And if I didn't see anything, we'll book again in 3 or 4 years time, or however long it takes, you know, for you guys to be able to come out here again. You know what I mean? And that's how I like to do my trips. I was like yourselves, like, well, like some of you may have been like when I first started coming here, I would run around, I'd be like, I want to see this, and I want to see that, and I want to do everything. And like I say, you wipe yourself out. I remember the trip I did with Stevie 2019, 15-day trip, 15 parks, every day was a theme park day. We didn't have a single day off. When I think back to that, I can't imagine doing that now. Like, I was just in the room there, I just had an hour of pre-planning my next trip with Ben, and Ben's like me, he's very chilled, and I've literally planned 3 rest days. We're only here for 10 days. I say only, it's still a while. but we've got 3 rest days planned in that 10 days where we literally don't even visit a park. Now we might end up visiting a park, but we might end up just doing it on an evening rather than doing it during the day. But that's the thing, it's like, you can just take your time, bless them. You can just take your time, and you don't, like I say, you don't have to. I could see them running, they wanted to be in the back of the camera. Yeah, you can just take your time. Do you know, can you tell I've had a shave? God, I always feel like, oh, do you know, like when you just, my beard was just getting so long, it was getting itchy, so I was just like, right, I need to get this off. But anyways, a quick one about Hollywood, because I'm just rambling again. Hollywood was awesome, it was chilled, I got on more rides again than what I expected, but I was very fortunate because the park was very, very quiet yesterday. In fact, it was, couldn't believe how quiet the park was actually. 5-minute wait times, we went on a lot more than what I actually vlogged, so yeah, I was very, very pleased. We went on Rise, which was awesome. Smuggler's Run, which is awesome. What else did we go on? We went on Toy Story Mania. I didn't vlog that one, just because you guys have seen that in previous vlogs. I'm not going to vlog it every time I go on. Ad hoc, we booked Kona Cafe on the day, which was awesome. I've just booked Ohana breakfast on the day. So listen to this, right? Sold out. I told you guys yesterday it was sold out. But then this morning I went on and it was gone. But last night it was available. So I was like, right, well, okay. I'm not bothered about breakfast. And then literally just before I came out here with the camera, Ohana breakfast has became available again. So we're actually eating for Ohana breakfast. It's not something I would use. I'm not really a breakfast person. Like if I'm in the Premier Inn or something and it's included or whatever, I'll get the breakfast. But I'm not always in a rush to have a breakfast, you know what I mean? But I thought it's Ohana, I love Ohana, and it's probably going to be amazing. And I'll vlog it for you guys, so I thought I might as well. And then lastly, I just want to chat about DVC. Now these are the cabins at the Polynesian in the overlook. You can't actually see Magic Kingdom because it's just behind that one, but it overlooks the Magic Kingdom. Now you'll never see me stay in one of these because they're very expensive price per point, but the grounds of the Poly are just absolutely stunning and gorgeous, honestly. Now a quick one with DVC. Someone asked me, in fact actually a lot of you guys asked me a lot about DVC. And I seem to be, the more vlogs I do staying at these resorts, the more questions I seem to get asked. And a lot of people ask the same question of, is DVC worth it? Now, DVC is a strange one and it's hard to explain because, well, it's not hard to explain, but I can't ever tell someone if it's worth it because I don't know enough about the people that are asking. But the way I looked at DVC, so I'll explain my story and then hopefully it might make a little bit more sense. So for me, I've done a lot of off-site resort stays, a lot. In fact, the 4 trips before the one I got DVC were all off-site, never stayed on-site. And then I came here on my own for them 8 days before Nathan joined me, and I stayed at Pop Century. And I knew I'm staying at All-Star Movies and Pop Century that I wanted to be in the Disney bubble. Now, before that, I thought the Disney bubble was just a sales technique. I honestly thought it was just, people will say it because it's like Disney, we all love Disney, and I honestly thought, oh, you know, like it's just gonna be one of them things. It's like, it's not gonna live up to its hype. And then I stayed at All Stars and I stayed at Pop, and that was it. And before staying, I'd looked at DVC for ages, honestly, and I had visited Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is where I wanted to own, but I kept saying to myself, is DVC worth it? Is DVC worth it? So I rang the DVC centre up, and I'm not gonna bore you with the whole story because I did do a podcast on this, but I rang the DVC centre up and they basically said, come out and we'll show you around, and this was all away like last year, and I'll leave it at that. I sat down with a pen and piece of paper and I worked out how much it was going to cost for me to stay off-site and on-site. But I didn't just look at the next trip, I looked at 20 years and I've done an inflation calculator. We all know Disney's prices are going through the roof, and I worked out that DVC wasn't actually going to save, it was never going to, DVC will never save, well actually I say that, it could save you money. But don't look at buying DVC to save you money, because the cheapest way of coming to Disney is off-site, 1,000,000%. You can get hotels for like £400 a week off-site. You know, it's a lot cheaper staying off-site. For me, I really wanted to stay on-site, but then also I had these visions of like bringing my family here in the future, and my mum is in a wheelchair, so I know some hotels might not cater that well, and after staying at some of the Disney ones, I thought this is going to be ideal. And then I thought, well, Animal Kingdom Lodge, my family family are obsessed by animals and giraffes, and they'll get excited. So I had this vision in my head of like, one day I'll bring my family, and then I worked it out, and I worked out, well, how much am I paying to stay at value resort hotels to how much it would cost for DVC and staying at deluxe. So then I worked it out over 10 years, because I know I want to be here every year if possible, and I worked it out how much DVC was going to cost and how much value was going to cost, and it worked out more or less the same over the next 10 years, and then over 20 years. If inflation keeps going the way it's going, then the DVC contract will be, from what the inflation would be, the value would be more per night than what I've paid for my DVC contract. That's the way I worked it out, but that's the way I looked at it. I worked out that I want to be here every year for at least 2 weeks, and I want to stay on site. What's the best way of doing it? And that's how I worked it out with DVC. Now, honestly, please don't think by getting DVC it makes your holidays cheaper, because I'm telling you, the easiest way to do it is off-site, and there's some really good vloggers that never really stay on site that you can watch, and they will talk you through what it's like staying off-site. It's even like Universal. Universal tends to be a bit cheaper as well, apart from like the deluxe hotels, which do they call them deluxe at Universal? You know what I mean, like Lowe's, Roberts Pacific, what's it called? Not Port Orleans. You know which ones I'm talking about, don't you? There's much cheaper places you can stay off-site. But yeah, I get a lot of questions at the moment of people saying like, I'm gonna get DVC because I think it's gonna make my holidays cheaper. And I don't want to put anyone off. That is the least thing I want to do. Like, I don't want to say to anyone, ooh, you know, like if you've got a dream of staying at deluxe resorts, it's not going to make it cheaper. But what it does, do you know another way of looking at it as well, is once you pay up front for your DVC contract, then you don't have to worry about paying for accommodation again when you're at Disney. And that was the biggest selling factor. I know you've got your dues to pay, and you've got to do that every year, but the dues to what the accommodation would cost, I think my dues are like £1,100 a year. Now 2 nights in the Poly would probably cost me £1,100. So you know what I mean, when you look at that, you know. And I think I've worked it out with my DVC points, I'll get about 15-16 nights a year and I could actually get more, to be honest, if I was very clever with the points, but I get about 15-16 nights a year in DVC property for the amount of points that I've got. Like I say, I could, if I was very clever with my points, I could do 23 nights, I've worked out, if I was very clever. But to be honest, because there's some resorts that are cheaper than others, and that's where it gets very complicated, so I would highly recommend do research on that. But the Poly is sold it for me, but the Poly is quite a pricey DVC resort, so you won't see me here as often, but I can confirm to you right now, the Poly is now my favourite resort. I love it here. But anyway, guys, on that note, I am going to shoot. I really hope talking about DVC and how yesterday went helped. Like I say, I was pleasantly surprised at how awesome Hollywood Studios was, but take that with a pinch of salt because it was really, really quiet. But Hollywood Studios has been the best day so far for just getting around and not having any plans whatsoever. But anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to shoot. If you've liked this video, make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Just a quick one, I want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon members. Patreon members get access to early vlogs and things like that. Also, a quick one for Patreon members, by now, the new vlog series for mine and Ben's trip will now be coming up as well. So you'll be able to watch that. And just a huge thank you to my Patreon members as well for all the support. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all my YouTube members as well, everyone that's watching these vlogs. It really means a lot, all the support, so thank you so much. Anyway, guys, I've actually got an Instagram live in like 4 minutes, so I'm going to jump on that, and I will see you later. Oh, actually, yeah, obviously, don't forget to tune back into next week, where we'll be checking out of, Poly. Oh my god, my words are just disappearing. Checking out of the Poly, and we're going to be checking into Kidani Village at Animal Kingdom, and then we're going to Animal Kingdom. So I'm mega excited. Anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to shoot. Thank you so much for all the support. Honestly, it means a lot. Bye, guys. Bye. Enjoy your day. Bye.